Hello, this is Carson Cook, your CSO Pro, and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future uploads. Enjoy the video.
Hi guys, welcome back to the CSO Pro. Again, my name is Carson Cook, and today we're going to be talking about a pretty important topic here. It's the right time to handle objections, okay? So we have a lot of questions that we have on some of these videos, and a lot of sales professionals ask me, so when do we handle objections? Do you handle them right off the bat? Do you wait? If it's an objection you don't know the answer to, or a concern that a customer might have, do you say, do I look it up and I'll get back to you tomorrow, or do you do it right away? Handling objections, guys, or handling concerns. Now, looking at objections, we have in the objections video here too, probably listed below, that there's a different way of looking at handling objections. You don't handle objections. You don't overcome objections. You actually recognize and communicate real concerns from a client, and then you work a solution to that concern. That's it, right? And doing it with the customer is the best way to really handle objections or overcome objections, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be aggressive. You need to think logically, smart, clear, and concise, to be very precise on the answer to that objection. But there's a timing issue as well associated with how do you handle objections, and that's why we're talking about today, is when do we actually handle objections, and when's the best time to handle concerns. Handling concerns, guys, is a really good way to also steer your sale. You want to make sure that you handle your concerns or handle your objections as fast as possible. Now, in some of the other videos, we say the best way to really handle objections is very simple, is that you're going to have some common objections. I'm pretty sure that the company that you work for, the product that you sell, has been sold before. And if not, then it's kind of an experiment. But at the end of the day, then you're the one that's the sales engineer finding out which objections your clients might bring to your table, or concerns or issues that they might have. So what you're gonna do is, obviously, you're gonna take out a list of every possible objection that you're gonna have with each product that you sell, and create 3 or 4 different answers or ways to address that concern. Now, obviously, if it's a product that's going to be customized, when you have that objection, you might have to come up with a creative on-the-spot answer, but you never want to lie. Now, that's one of the major things too. If you get caught in a situation where you don't know an objection, and I stress to you, sales professionals all know this, and you need to know this too, is that you don't lie. You just say, you know what, I'm not sure. It's okay to say I'm not sure. I'm a sales professional, I know a lot about this product, but I don't have the answer, and I'll find out for you. How important is that? Now, if you know how important that answer is, if that's going to stop you from moving forward in your sales process, you find out now. You don't find out tomorrow. You find out as soon as possible, okay? So you want to make sure that you, for these 3 things that we're going to talk about, right? How do we handle objections as fast as possible? Okay, that's number 1. You need to make sure that you handle your objections as soon as possible. Have your answer on speed dial, okay, in your brain. Now, the issue with that is that, well, it's a new product. I have to learn that. Well, you do, so do your homework. Okay, which is going to mean that you write down all 3 different answers to that concern, and you memorize them. You memorize them just straight up, okay? And then role play a lot. Role play. And then it'll come off like that. Another thing is that we want to discuss the elephant in the room first, okay? And that's point 2, discuss the elephant in the room first. And what I mean by that is that sometimes there's going to be common objections from every client you deal with, the same objection. And the one that brings the objection up first is the one that will actually win. Now, in a negotiation, the person that speaks first is usually the one that loses the negotiation. In communication, it's the same thing. The person that's usually the most aggressive first loses their point in the argument. Same thing with this, though, is that the person that usually will bring up the concern first and put it on the table first and discuss it first, okay, is the one that is going to win that point or win that argument. Now, what do I mean by that? You discuss the elephant in the room first. If there's common objections from every client, let's say you've seen 45 clients, okay, and they all have the same concern. That 46th client that you walk into, it's probably better that you bring that concern up and you address it right away, as opposed to letting the next 46th customer bring it up, okay, because it could be a very big concern to them. Now, what I mean by that is that concern levels for each objection for your customer are going to vary depending on their emotional state, because they make emotional decisions, not logical ones, okay, in buying process. So with your customer, if you come in and you know that they're going to say that I'm busy, that I don't have time to talk, that I want this and I want that, you're going to say, well, most customers I meet with, hi, my name's Carson Cook, how you doing, da-da-da. Well, before we start this, I want to let you know that, this isn't going to take a lot of time. So I just met that objection of this, I'm busy. Now, I know you're super slammed right now, so I'm going to take up a little bit of your time and we're going to discuss things. Okay. Third thing is, now I know you have an issue with a lot of people that come in here all the time and they probably give you the same pitch. So I'm going to be a little bit different. So now they can't say, well, I've heard the same pitch over and over again, because this is going to be, I just told them that it's going to be different. So I have met the elephant in the room. I know that there's a list of common objections from each one of my clients that I deal with. In any industry that you're going to deal with, they're going to have the same issue. So you address them first, you put them on the table, and you get them off the table. You meet those concerns. That will allow you to move forward in your process, to get through to your introduction, and to get on to the point where you're building rapport with your customer. And they're going to respect that. Why? Because they go, wow, every concern that I have had so far that I didn't even have to bring up, that he knew that was going to be an amazing concern. Wow. Well, they met it off the bat. Like, they knew that was going to be my issue. So, all right, so let's move on. Then they move forward in the process. And then there's an idea of the third point that we're going to talk about with this on when do you handle objections, is pausing before you answer, or just answering quickly. Now, a lot of young sales professionals, okay, they get very emotional about their sale, just like their customer. If they're very close to a close, they get super excited and they mess it up. Okay, they're on the home stretch. They're gonna hit, they're rounding third base. They're like, I'm gonna get this commission, and they just answer the objections as fast as possible. They're very quick. They're like, oh yeah, that's okay, no problem. Blah blah blah. They just give answers. They don't realize that sometimes these answers are just lies. They're just straight up lies. Just lying to the customer because we're really close. And that's nothing, never, nothing that you want to do, ever. You never want to do that. So at that point, when you're emotional in the sales process, if a customer pisses you off or they push you too hard, you need to take a deep breath and just remember not to answer objections quickly. Calm down, think about it, and if you need more time, the best trick in the book is to agree with your customer when they give that objection. Okay, you say, well, you know what? I think this looks great, but the numbers are a lot high for me. I don't know. You told me it was great. I was really excited, Carson, but it's just too high. Instead of saying, oh, well, but we can lower them. We can lower them. Okay, like that. There's maybe you can't lower them. You just lied. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you answered too quickly. I would say, you know what? I agree with you, John. I think the numbers are a little bit too high. But it's not a question of numbers. It's a question of value. Now, let me show you that this number that you have right here is actually one of the lowest numbers I've seen. I'll tell you why. Because usually I don't go down in this number. This is just custom for your company. But usually I sell the product at about this much, and that's what we were going to start you off with. But we had such a great meeting, and I know your company very well. It's not high at all. Let me tell you why. Here's the value of why we sell our product the way we do, and this is the price. This is what it's going to be. So value, value, value. Then I meet the objection, and then I come back with the same price. I don't negotiate on the price. I don't realize that. Say, hey, we can just lower that. Okay. Now you've taken away your whole sales process. You've answered too quickly. You've taken away all the value in your sales process, all the value in yourself, and now you've placed it all on a stupid number. Remember, guys, numbers don't sell deals. You sell deals. You sell your product. They buy you. They buy the company, and they buy the product value, not the price. They don't care about that. Okay, price conscious items, great. Yes, I understand that, guys, but it's seriously about how you handle objections. You need to pause, think, and then give your answer. Okay. Now, if it's not a major objection, then yeah, you can answer quickly. Boom, go quick, answer as fast as possible. But pausing and then answering with a solution, as opposed to getting caught up in lying by answering objection is not the way to go. You're gonna have a ton of buyer's remorse. You're gonna have a lot of chargebacks. You're gonna have a lot of issues with your deals. They're gonna fall through, and you're gonna be known as bringing your credibility down. Like, you're not gonna have that much credibility. So think about how and when is the right time to handle objections, okay, with these 3 points. Okay, make sure you meet objections off the bat. Discuss the elephant in the room first. Bring up common objections that previous customers have had and address them before we even get started in the conversation. And then make sure you think about the customer before you answer the objection. Okay, you answer an objection too quickly, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. You answer an objection too quickly, okay, you might as well be talking to someone else, because that's not their concern. Okay, you're just spitting out an answer. Make sure the answer is relevant and will actually help resolve the concern for your customer. All right, rock and roll, and I'll talk to you soon.